All right. Well, first off, I just want to say my name is Cheryl Kappas. I'm here with the Glendale, Gfwc, Glendale Women's Club. 125 years. This year is our 125th celebration, so I'm pretty excited about that. But what I'm most excited about is I had met you guys, I think it was in November, at that Head Start program, and maybe I gave you a little bit of information about GFWC and just suggesting that maybe we have a like mission, and maybe, you know, for very little investment, I believe, on your part, you would get exposed to this wonderful 136-year-old organization this year. So just a quick question. Did you go to the website GFWC and look around any bit at all?
Gina and I did.
Okay. So you have just a little bit of information about the organization. Formed in 1890 because the woman journalist got refused entry to the men's journalist convention where Charles Dixon's was going to be. She said, I'll show you, and started this amazing organization. It is 100% focused on making our communities better. And if you can imagine, way back then, they were the only game in town. So the women, they didn't work outside the home. They didn't have all the technology we have these days, but they certainly wanted to get together, help themselves, educate themselves. So our club was started from a standpoint of self-education and literacy. And then they looked around and how could we make our world better? So women coming together to make their community stronger. There's like 3 levels of membership. Age 12 to 18 is called the juniorettes. 18 to any age is called juniors. And I say any age because we got some 60 or 70-year-old juniors running around in Arizona. They just didn't want to leave their club. But it was always kind of thought like, well, you had the young kids still in school, and then you had that younger age group who wanted to perhaps work on different things. So you maybe wouldn't have as much fun gathering in a room with a bunch of. I just celebrated the 22nd anniversary of my 50th birthday. But they, and then when you retired from work or, you know, went on to the next stage, you joined the women's clubs. So right now, what we have in Arizona is a handful of juniors clubs, and they're very small, I would say, because they haven't, kind of fell behind times. I think a lot of them, they've fallen away for a lot of different reasons. And now is the time to really regrow and get back out there. So we haven't had a Glendale Junior Club since, you know, the 70s. I have to go check on a history book. But the bottom line is I am looking so hard all about our nation and our area is who's going to carry on the legacy, who's going to carry on our traditions. And I told you right up front, you are our inspiration and our possibility for keeping our organizations strong. So about the Federation itself, how it all works, just a quick story. To join, there is approximately $17 a year that have to go, 15 to international and 2 or 3 to the district. That's literally how much your investment can be, whatever you want. You can set your dues at 10, 20, 30, whatever. But for less than $20 a year, you could become a club, federate, become a club, and have access to this wonderful organization, which is providing you an untold amount of opportunities for leadership, growing together, learning together, and at the end of the day helping our communities be stronger because of our contributions. So it's a very small dollar investment, but the part you get on the other side is really what you choose to make it. There are no rules telling you that, oh, you have to do this and that. As far as, okay, you have to work on environment issues. You choose what is most important, where your passion is, and you choose that area of expertise, whether it is the full gamut that is in the umbrella of GFWC, or whether it is just that one focus area. So I know that you're very interested in early childhood education. I am very interested in early childhood education. That is our number one priority at the club, and so we focus on that. But that doesn't mean we don't try to do a lot of other little things along the way. So when I look at you young ladies, I think, golly gee, I wish I had known about this organization when I was your age. I didn't find it till I was 60. OMG, I missed out on all that opportunities that come with membership and being part of the Federation. And so in this year, you will have the opportunity to see everything right here in Arizona. We start with district meetings, which are going to be in March. You could always be my guest in case you want to be a guest to the district meeting. That is just a one-day meeting. In April, we have our annual state convention. That's going to be, and I will follow up with these dates, but it's mid-April annual state convention. This is our installation year. It is the new term, so I'm going to be the state president. And as I said before, you guys could become the state president. You could become the international president in time. And wouldn't it be fabulous to go down there to Washington, D.C., where that international president has to live for a couple of years, go over there, talk with the White House, and help work on issues that affect women and children. These are our biggest priorities. So there is a very short time if you wanted to try to, I'll say, federate and get in line to make all this happen, like, in a very short time. I can show you the expedited process. Just have to submit bylaws. You have to say who's going to be your starting officers, and you pay dues. We send all that to GFWC. Little bit of timing in between. You become a club. From there, I don't want to overwhelm you, but the world is so big as far as information. They've started a new leadership academy this year that's going to be a lot of online availability. They continue to update and try to change with the times to offer what is needed to support our women, to help our women grow and be stronger together. That is the bottom line. And for more than 100 years, we say we're living the volunteer spirit. So we are here to elevate each other, help each other grow, and make our communities better. So I have to check my time, but it's 5:44 against my clock, so I'm worried that
You're perfect.
maybe going over my time, so I need to understand. You just have to tell me when, because I get so excited about this organization. So let me just tell you a little bit about me. High school dropout, 9th grade. I thought I was too smart. I should go to work. By the time I had 3 kids at age 21, I said, well, I ain't staying home anymore. I'm going to work. And I pretty much have not been home since. Again, I always worked in, I'll say, different volunteers. I've had a corporate career at Honeywell, program manager. And when they kind of went to corporate greed, I went to more community service. I ended up retiring at 55. By 60, I found this organization. And the first year, I noticed they were doing the paper and pencil for doing treasurer reports, and that kind of drove me a little crazy because I'm a little bit techie. So I had to be the treasurer. Next, I was running the rentals business. Next, I was running first VP, and I was the club president within, I don't know, very short time frame. I became the club president in 2020, and I had only joined in 2013. And because I saw the need and because I participated at the district level and the state level, I was going to conventions, I was learning about the organization. Here I am 6 years later, going to be the state president. And I just went to Washington, D.C., and I just attended my first board of directors meeting for an international organization. OMG, how did that all happen? I mean, so this is a story of how you can really learn and grow with GFWC and take advantage of what they have to offer for a very small investment on your part. So it is really about, do you want to become a federated club in this organization? And there's so much out there, so I don't want to try to explain what all GFWC is, but at the bottom line is women coming together to help their community. And what would happen is I would become your club mentor. I would help you understand how things work in this organization. But other than that, I believe that you are a built-in club ready to roll. And if you want to go down that path, I'm here to help you make it happen. And it doesn't have to be the expedited thing. You can make it take as long as you want. But we did just add Basha High School. They're pretty much the biggest club now in the state with 87 members. So it's amazing how that process, and that is what inspired me to reach out to the community college to see, maybe that's how we get the juniors, because I look at you guys as our future and how we keep Glendale going. So I won't bore you with everything we did, but I can tell you that we work hard to make a difference in our community. I think you guys do that too. So I'm here to shut up now and answer any questions. Tell me what I can tell you to line up the calendar. What I know is that everything will work according to the speed at which you make it happen. I can get those boxes checked as fast as you want to check them.
So I think we have some questions, and I apologize because I realized halfway through that my camera had frozen. So I had to mute my picture. Because it was not pretty. So some questions that I think we have is that we know that it's $40 per year, and that is per person, correct?
Well, it's $40 a year in my club.
Okay.
We collect an extra $23 to help with membership expenses during the year. It's really the minimum requirement. The dues will be what you set, but the minimum payment that has to be paid to the federation is $15 a year per member. And the minimum amount that is also required to our district, we are in Central District, which is basically Maricopa County, and that's $2 a year. So if you did dues at $20 a year, you'd be in.
Okay. So $20 a year. And then would we have to have additional meetings, or would the meetings that we currently host and just continue doing the path that we are doing, would that suffice our obligations, or you know what I mean? Like, would we have to do more? Because I know that sometimes it's harder.
Yeah, I understand completely. I honestly, in my heart, don't believe GFWC doesn't tell you when to meet, how to meet, and how often to meet. That's not in their rules. It's your bylaws or your rules that tell you how you run your club. You can be a club that meets once a year, let's get serious. Maybe you want to meet a couple more times. In my mind, the way you are currently structured could be what you decide this structure is. You're just kind of like making a photocopy of what you got going and putting the paperwork together that says, now you're a federated club and this is your mission. Your mission can be a single focus early childhood education club. That's your mission.
Okay.
You do not as you learn and grow,